everybody, and welcome to my first recording. I'm Trey. I am from Meg's Mischief Fiber Arts, and I am a crocheter. So I'm going to start streaming with Joe Bachman. Um, so my first project's going to be tomorrow, which is March 20th, and it's been requested that I do a Peep for the Easter holiday coming up. So I thought maybe I'd just let people know what the pattern's going to be, any special stitches that are going to come up, and maybe in the future answer any questions or anything like that. So let's go ahead and get into it. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a free pattern that I got from allfreecrochet.com, and I'm going to link both that page and the creators page down below. Like I said, the pattern is free. However, if you want a printable version, an ad-free version, you're going to need to pay for it. It's usually between $3 and $5 depending on the creator. It all goes back to them for their time and effort. I will be running off of my other computer screen, so I'll probably look a little distracted, but that's all right. You guys are used to it. So we're going to need a couple of materials for tomorrow. We're going to need, obviously, yarn. The pattern calls for a fluffier yarn than what I'm going to be using, but you can scale it down. Most patterns work both ways. You can use a smaller yarn or a larger yarn. I'm going to use a hook that is the correct size for my yarn. I've got something to cut with. The pattern calls for safety eyes and a nose. If you're making this for someone who is under 3 years of age or chews a lot, I would suggest not using the safety eyes or the nose because obviously they can choke on them. I would recommend embroidering instead if you can do it. Otherwise, just leave it without. Or anything else that you can do. We're also going to need something to stuff it with. I'm going to use polyfill. You can also use yarn scraps, beads, gravel, whatever you have on hand, or whatever you choose to go out and buy. And I'm going to have some stitch markers on hand because I lose count very easily. The fastest thing you learn crocheting is you have no idea how to count. None. It just happens. So with that, I will figure out where my mouse is and show you a little bit about this pattern. There we go. Oh, my poor lonely hook. Let me stop that camera. Oh, I figured it out this time. This is only about the 8th time. So this will be the yarn I'm using tomorrow. It's a 4-ply regular worsted weight. I no longer have the sleeve to it, so I don't know what hook they recommend, but I'm going to be using a Susan Bates G 4mm hook. I'm sure you can't see that because the glare is terrible. So that's about where I want my hook to catch. Otherwise, if you go too small, it's gonna just catch one of the loops. If you go too large, your stitches are going to be too big and your stuffing's going to go through. This pattern is worked in the round, and it says instead of doing a magic circle to do everything in the second chain from the hook when we're starting out. I don't like the gap that leaves, so I'm going to show how to do a quick magic circle in case anybody's trying to follow along with me tomorrow, or if they think I've just completely lost my mind. So the easiest way I've found to do a magic circle, I take my end, I anchor it between my pinky and my ring finger, bring it up, and then I come under and over, forming an X. My long tail is over here, and my anchor's underneath. Then I pull the hook through and under. This is on my forefinger. I grab it, pull it through, yarn over and pull through again. And that leaves you with a nice ring. And then you do your single crochets. It calls for 6. So I'm going to do 6 single crochets going into the middle, yarning over and pulling through. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it's going to look like that when you're finished, probably minus the tape tail. Then what I like to do is I stick my hook into the very first stitch I did, pull that tail, and it's closed. And then I can either continue around or slip stitch, whatever I need to do. There's really no other specialty items that are going to be in this pattern. So I'm going to leave it at that. It's going to be a short little recording this time. 1, because I'm nervous. 2, I really don't have much to talk about with this pattern. And I really hope I'll see you all tomorrow on The Burning is Love, or whatever Joe's named it now that we're both going to be on there. That will be at 6 p.m. Central Time, I believe. Probably wrong, but Joe will put it up and have it ready and give everybody the reminder. And I hope to see you all there. Hopefully we can have some fun. Thanks. See y'all later.